Now, 2 hours from now, we're expecting a rally at the Louisiana State Capitol as calls grow for the arrests of the officers involved in the 2019 death of a black motorist. Body cam footage obtained by the Associated Press showed state troopers punching, dragging, and using a stun gun on a handcuffed 49-year-old Ronald Green. The family was initially told that Green died in a crash during a high-speed chase, and troops denied video of the incident existed until last year. Now, Green's family, they filed a wrongful death lawsuit, and they just held a news conference where his mother called on the state to act.
It's so disrespectful to the state of Louisiana to continue this, to run this through, hoping that eventually it'll lose traction. For some reason or other, it'll just die away, which is not going to happen. Because this is for my son. This is for a lot of what's been happening here, the cover-ups, the corruption. All I want to say is the narrative was controlled by them. By them, they all know who they are, from the state troopers on up to those who control them, these good old boys.
Joining us now from Louisiana is NBC News correspondent Sam Brock. So, Sam, the family, as I understand it, they issued a challenge to Louisiana's elected leadership. So what's next in their fight?
In the immediate future, Jeff, they're looking to leverage local indignation and national indignation over this to try to put pressure on public officials, because there was the expectation coming in today that we might learn about state charges. That turned out to not be the case, much to the frustration of Mona Hardin, Ronald Green's mother, and to Lee Merritt, the civil rights attorney who was representing the family. Lee Merritt got out here over my shoulder. There's steps here in front of the Louisiana State Capitol building about 30 or 40 minutes ago and said, is murder not illegal in the state of Louisiana? Because what we witnessed on that body camera and on the dash cam video was murder by anyone's conception of it. You mentioned it a second ago, Jeff, the fact that we saw police, or troopers in this case, beating, stun gunning, dragging Ronald Green's body on the ground by the ankles when he was shackled. He lay there for about 9 minutes, bleeding, Jeff. And at the same time, those same troopers were caught on camera sanitizing their hands and talking about the fact that they had just beat him. And at one point, he was, quote, limp. So this is why you're seeing so much anger right now. Here's Lee Merritt describing why he doesn't think charges seem to be coming at this point.
The reason that we haven't seen justice in the state of Louisiana is because its leadership doesn't have a taste for justice. If they had a taste for justice, they would have made the arrest already. It is actually absurd that we're standing here 747 days later asking for initial arrests and then a presentation to the grand jury. It is a failure of leadership, a lack of leadership.
Jeff, it took 474 days for the state of Louisiana to officially pursue and initiate an investigation into the death of Ronald Green. We know that later today, in addition to this protest, a couple of them that are going on this afternoon that we just mentioned, the family and Lee Merritt will also be meeting with Governor Edwards, which has happened before. But Merritt said he scolded them previously for talking about this video. He says he now wants to have a conversation again with the governor in the light of day to see if he can exert any sort of influence in hastening at least criminal proceedings in this case. Jeff?
Yeah. And Sam, it's worth underscoring the only reason we know about this video is because of the journalistic efforts of the Associated Press. I mean, the Louisiana State Police and Louisiana officials did not make this video, available voluntarily. Sam Brock, great reporting as always. We appreciate you.